Q, we heard earlier about a case where an employee was had put in place a contract for an outside consultant to give them $5,000 worth of coaching services. And then that employee signed for that contract. Obviously, that employee broke the rules when they signed the contract for themselves. But moreover, I want to ask, is it common at Global Affairs for officials to be able to hire outside consultants to provide them with coaching services?
Thank you very much for the question. Yes, this type of activity is permitted.
Is it common?
I don't know if I would say common. I mean, it's not uncommon. We'd have to do a bit of a sample just in terms of the actual numbers, but it's something that happens.
Could you do that, and could you provide the committee back with a list of the number of instances that outside consultants were hired to provide coaching services? We would request that within the usual time frame. Have you ever thought about setting up an internal mentorship process or something so you don't have to hire outside consultants? Why don't you have the expertise for people to be able to coach and support each other without bringing in external consultants for these expensive kind of nebulous advice contracts?
Well, thank you very much for the question. Just to say, yes, we do have several mentorship programs within the department. And I think, if I think about, we actually have a school within the department that provides a lot of training services to our employees.
Perfect. So why in the world these contracting out for a life coach or something? It just doesn't make any sense to me that the government would spend money hiring external consultants to provide coaching when you already have clearly the internal capacity to provide mentorship and support within the public service.
Well, thank you very much for the question. I think that the hiring of professional services for things like coaching is something that is done across all government departments. And of course, this,
wow.
It's...
Well, let's start at Global Affairs. Will you provide the information requested then to the committee?
Certainly.